I get bored quickly. And I feel like if people are expecting something of me, I never want to do it again. It's the rebel in me. Like, I'm a natural rebel. If something's expected of me, I go the opposite. I'm like, you think you know me? Let me show you.
From being a teenage girl posting covers on Instagram to being one of Afrobeats' leading global stars, Ayra Starr's journey is nothing short of iconic. Today, we're breaking down the many different eras of Ayra, and we're going to talk about her style, her music, her presence, and how they've all evolved into the hot body, sabi girl that we know today. Before Ayra Starr was on your Spotify Wrapped or your favorite playlist on Apple Music, she was just a normal girl named Oyin Consola or Oyin. She would post beautiful covers on Instagram while side hustling with tailoring, modeling, and even helping her grandmother sell pepe on the side of the road. Until one day, after posting her original song to Instagram, Don Jazzy saw it and she was signed to Maven Records within that same week. She was unpolished, but she had mega potential, and Don Jazzy and Maven Records were very sure to hone in on that potential. In early 2021, Ayra drops her self-titled EP with Maven Records. It blends Afropop, R&B, and Altair. Her aesthetic was unapologetically Gen Z. She would wear crop tops, ripped jeans, baggy pants, jumbo braids, and creative, colorful eyeliner. And if you're not Nigerian, you might be wondering why this is so groundbreaking. Well, it's because in a country like Nigeria, where things are still very conservative, people tend to be judged by the way they dress and look. And if you tend to look anything outside of the conservative norms, you're seen to be a rebellious youth. There was even a time where the youth were being harassed by the SARS task force because of how they looked. So Ayra Starr's style was a big statement. It showed that she was rebellious, she was fresh, and she had young, fearless energy. Her music matched that energy. Songs like Away, DTR, Ija showed a teenage girl who was bold, unapologetic, and ready to challenge the industry. Later that year in 2021, Ayra Starr solidified her place with her debut album, 19 and Dangerous. She had viral hits like Bloody Samaritan, Fashion Killer, and Beggy Beggy. Overall, the album was about self-belief, love, rebellion, confidence, and an ode to her generation, Gen Z. In this era, we get an even bolder version of the Ayra we met previously. Still very Gen Z, but leaning more into this Altair vibe. She wears more of her crop tops, more graphic tees, but she pairs them with moon boots and some eclectic styles and colors. And of course, the fiery red braids that defined her visually during this era. She starts to experiment more with Altair style and even playing a little bit with a white, black, two-tone hairstyle. Until we arrive at the Rush Sabi Girl era. In this era, it was the birth of the Sabi Girl persona, which is confidence, fearlessness, being unstoppable, and just being a baddie. The release of Rush and Stability shoot Ayra Starr into a new stratosphere of popularity. Rush topped charts and even earned her a Grammy recognition, making her the youngest person to ever be nominated for a Grammy as a Nigerian. This placed her in the middle of Afrobeats legends. And of course, in this new era and this new evolution, we got a new style. She blended her Altair style with this Y2K inspired girly fashion. She wore bright colors, blonde hair, and in this era is when she solidifies her signature look of the miniskirt. While the miniskirt was trailblazing for some, there were a lot of critics who found Ayra's style very indecent. A lot of conservative Nigerians, especially men, said that she was promoting nudity and even Jezebel-like spirits, arguing that her style is corrupting the youth and attracting undue attention to herself. Ayra has consistently clapped back, emphasizing her autonomy.
Your mama, your papa, your uncle, your sister, your auntie. I go wear my mini skirt any way I want, anytime I want, any way I want.
Many feminists have come to Ayra's defense as well, noting the selective outrage. There is no conservative criticism over male artists who promote misogyny and violence within their music, or how many Nigerians seem to shame Ayra but idolize foreign celebrities who wear similar attire.
Yeah, like if I see her wearing like a short skirt and they say something, I'm like, she wear, make it shorter.
Nigerians have learned that the mini skirts are a part of Ayra's brand, whether they like it or not. In 2024, Ayra entered a new chapter with her sophomore album, The Year I Turned 21. The title itself symbolizes growth, maturity, and evolution. This album leaned more into deeper themes of love and heartbreak, and really showing self-discovery and appreciation of her African roots.
Authentic. I want to be very authentic and original. Because years from now, I feel like I want people to look back and be like, yo, she was very proud. She was very proud of where she was from. You know, from the songs I sample, from the songs I make, from my beats. People I feel like some people don't get it now, but they're gonna get it in the future.
Ayra gave us one of her biggest hits yet, Commas. The song dominated charts across Africa and became a global streaming success. This solidifies Ayra as one of Afrobeats' leading stars. Visually, this was one of her most striking eras yet, because Ayra transitions out of her braided hairstyles, which signified her youth and playfulness, to this hyper-feminine Ayra, girly, daring, but polished. She kept her Y2K-inspired aesthetic with the mini skirts, but elevated it with more mature hair and makeup. The standout look of this era is definitely the ginger brown hair, which really encapsulates the era. This year, Ayra stepped into yet another evolution. It began when she dropped her single for All the Love and Gimme That Love, where she introduced a brand new look, rocking a short pixie cut with an edgier, sexier aesthetic. Then comes Hot Body, a playful, confident single where Ayra fully embraces her sensuality and sexuality. This time, she switches up her look again. She shows us 101 ways in which you can rock a pixie cut, giving us a mohawk, a mullet, and our current half-shaved side sweep. This year, you can see Ayra Starr playing with her look a bit more, really tapping into that 2010s baddie aesthetic with the bolder makeup, the sexier clothes that mixes streetwear and high-end luxury. I'm a mobster, so I have to admit that I am a little biased, but I have to keep it real with this one. Sometimes Ayra switches her looks up so quickly that we really don't get to sit with an era the way we did with other iconic artists, like Ariana Grande and the ponytail. I think she had that ponytail for like 10 years. Nicki Minaj and the colorful pink wigs, right? We had that for a good 3 to 5 years. Or even Rihanna, who would keep a consistent look tied to each album rollout, which I think is similar to what Ayra is doing. It's just not as carefully and strategically curated. Ayra is a Gemini, so I think she gets bored with looks fairly quickly, but she does need to kind of maintain an aesthetic for a while to solidify her brand. I think she's starting to do that with this hot body era. The issue is a lot of the fans don't really like it. And I think we're just gonna have to get used to it because she does need like an iconic look for a while. But no matter what Ayra does, I'm gonna follow along because I identify with her music. I really appreciate that she is representing for a large group of African women, showcasing themes of fearlessness, confidence, self-belief, and sexuality that a lot of African girls from a young age have been told to shy away from. So I think Ayra Starr is revolutionary in so many different ways. And I will say Ayra Starr is who she thinks she is. Every era has brought us something fresh, whether it's style, sound, or attitude. And as a mobster, I'm excited to see where this hot body era takes us next. Be sure to like and subscribe if you really enjoyed this video. On this channel, I will be breaking down some of my favorite topics, so subscribe if you liked it.